Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
How you
Hi,
doing, young
Santa.
fella?
Yeah,
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, it's been a crazy, crazy, busy, positive day. How about you?
It's been good.
Good stuff. Good
And we have
stuff.
we have Peter here, Santa.
I, I see that. I see that. Did you have a good weekend,
I did.
young lady?
I did. Very.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, what do you know? It looks like it's me and you. That's okay.
What do I know? Yeah.
What did you get accomplished since I talked to you last?
Um, Sent the guy an invoice.
And how did he respond?
I don't know yet. I haven't had a response yet. So,
Oh, I managed to get this second story just edited and uploaded about 6 minutes ago. I finished that. So,
all right. How are the views going?
oh, views are very slow today. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
14.
Oh dear. That's unreal.
Hang on. Oh, wait. I got motivated. My motivated Monday, I got 23. So I'm up to 29.
Uh-huh.
I just don't freaking get it. How I can go from 1,600, 1,800 to
That's
30.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm baffled. I'm baffled.
Yeah. I'm baffled as well. So they sent me that new picture in the way so I can create up that other video. But
Mhm.
when I was in that last meeting, Kurt just put up the picture of what they've got on the website up. So I guess I'm going to start with that right after this meeting. I'll put that up and say, there's the soft launch
Mhm.
and more publicity videos for tomorrow. I
Yeah.
did a short one up. I did another short one up. So it is what it is. They got a busy day and I can't, I can't just put up stuff without having their acknowledgement and
Yeah.
approval.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you can put it up, and I'll zap it on my
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. I can
And
start
I'm
uploading.
getting inundated with people on TikTok for some reason,
Oh, really?
and I have no idea why because I haven't posted anything.
Huh. What kind of messages are they sending you, though?
Oh, nothing interested.
Well, of course, it never is. It's TikTok.
So,
You will quickly learn that. It's like, hi, hi.
yeah.
Um, what are you
Well, I
doing?
suppose. Well, I suppose if it was full of six-letter words, I'd be shocked. But yeah, the
So,
well, we'll see what happens when I start posting stuff.
yeah. So Kurt just put the picture in the chat.
Okay.
You want to look at that chat? Yeah. Oh, where'd that one come from? But that picture there, I'm just gonna grab that, maybe put some music behind it, and say, here's the starting of the information. You know.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, oh yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
gonna.
that's the website. I've seen the website. So
Yeah, yeah. So I did another one with me talking and then going to the picture of the car.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping it simple to start off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
But
absolutely. So, any more inquiries about boats?
no, it's incredible. It's so quiet. It's unreal. I mean, it's another unreal situation. I mean, I didn't think it would be particularly busy this year, but it's considering that it opened on Friday. This is
Right.
a bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Where's the boats?
Yeah.
So
And you would almost want to think from accountability standards that they would say, hey, we had 10 boats go through the channel yesterday, we had 6 boats going through, we had, make sure you book your appointment times so you don't get caught up in the snag or whatever else.
well, that would be good, except you can't actually book times, and people just randomly turn up, and
Yeah.
their their booking system is an old ticket system which someone has cannibalized. So it's rubbish. In other
And it's
words,
like 100 years old. Even
well,
when they didn't have paper back there to print stuff on, they still had a printer ticket.
yeah. Well, it's it's just yeah. And the best thing is the person working on the sea lock doesn't have particularly have computer skills.
So the people that you had interaction with on Friday to take your first boat through,
Yeah.
were they the same people that worked there last year, or are these totally two new
No,
people?
no. So the person working at the sea lock has never worked at the sea lock before.
Nice.
Um, the for want of a better term, the assistant manager had to come out and help on that part of the canal. Um, then I got to then when I got to the next set, which is Ken Barn, there was only one member of staff on, and the assistant manager turned up to help him. And then there were only 2 at Denardry, the other side, going back down. Um, so where they just had so few staff, it was ridiculous. So the beginning of March, they got back a lot of their temporary staff, and they're all messing about for 2 months doing nothing till it opened. And then the day it opens, they were at least one person short. Well, there were 2 people short at the first 4 locks. They were a person short at the next 4, and they had the minimum number of staff at between 9 and 13. And you just think it was obvious that the busiest day was going to be the day it opened, most likely. And so the night before, I've walked down and looked at the pontoon outside the canal where lots of boats wait.
Yeah.
There's 7 waiting, which didn't include the one that I knew I was taking through. So why didn't they have a load of staff? Why didn't they have the normal
Yeah.
staff? So,
And
and,
what do they charge the boats to go through?
well, they charge them around £16 a meter, so it depends on the length of your boat. So the longer your boat, the more you have to pay.
So a 30-meter boat.
Well, a 30-meter boat won't fit in. So
Right. Oh yeah, you said it's up to 23 meters. That was it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so and it's so much per meter or so much per foot
No, per meter.
per meter. So a 10-meter boat is going to be $160, 160 pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually not that much to go through there.
Well, no, okay. So what they get for that is they get the passage through the canal, and they get 4 nights berthing if they want it. So you could say you can. Last year I had so if you're down the road at Tarbert, which is the next sort of place with a
Yep.
marina, it's about £40 a night to stay overnight. So
Right.
one of the boats that I took through last year, they were they're approximately 14 meters. So that's like 224 quid. So they would have been paying something like 50 quid a night down at Tarbert. So they came up and they spent Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night in the canal, in the basin, which is, so they go into the canal, and then before you get to the second lock, there's a big basin that you can moor up in. So
Right.
that saves them £150
Yeah.
on fees, and if that, rather than them staying at Tarbert, went through, stayed the next night in the canal at the basin at the other end, and then went out the next day. So they made full use. So it basically cost them 26 quid to go through,
Right.
because they made a net
That's
saving.
taking advantage of
Yeah,
of what they're offering for sure.
yeah, but there's not exactly a lot to do on the canal. So
No.
there's
And
nothing
are
to,
you when you moor, are you allowed to go to shore?
yeah, you can do what you like. You could leave your boat there and like and cycle off for the day, or you could leave it there for 3 days. You don't even have to be with the boat, so you could moor it up and disappear off if you wanted to.
Right.
So I mean, a few people turn up, and if they've got relations or friends at Loch Gilphead, they'll moor up at Loch Gilphead and just go and stay with people for a couple of days and then come back to the boat. I've seen that. So
Really?
yeah, but most people really want to get through in a day,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they want to, because if you're on a tight schedule, and say you're coming from Largs, the place I showed you on the map,
Yeah.
come up through the canal, go and visit a few of the islands, and then come back, and then you either come back through the canal or go the long way round.
Yeah.
So that takes about 7 days. You can do that in 7 days. So if you're on a week's trip, you want to get through the canal in a day,
Yeah.
because otherwise you lose a day visiting the islands. So, but it's it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
2 or 3 years ago, I was getting between 6 and 10 visitors a day on my website.
Right.
I'm averaging 2 at the moment.
2.
Yeah.
So, what do we need to do to advertise your website to these people that are looking for potentially you're looking for your service?
Well, I'm top of Google,
Right.
so I've got an itinerary page on Sail Scotland. And my name's on the forums, so it's just there's not that many people going through.
Right.
That's the thing, the one that I took through and the one I'm taking through this Saturday coming, are both people I've taken through before.
Right.
So
Hello, Miss
hi,
Emily.
Emily.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay. Have you connected with Anthony yet, Santa? From Nonprofit TV? He was on last week or last couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask, just I was curious. I was just wondering. No worries
Yeah.
that you didn't.
Well, no, he didn't contact me either, and he asked, he had my details.
Okay, well, I can get him you guys' contact info. Peter, I'm not sure if I have yours or not. If you want maybe put it in the chat, I could get it to him, but yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
there's any rush or
Well,
anything like that necessarily. I was just
Emily,
curious.
I don't know if you heard, but last week I was out of commission pretty well for the whole week. My brother-in-law passed away
Oh,
on
sorry to
Thursday, so
hear
we were back and forth to the cities, and yeah, it was well, it was tough on Becky. I was driving and then spending all day at the hospital. He had issues with his heart for over 10 years and he didn't tell anybody. It only came
why.
to light when, oh, geez, you got stage 3 cancer.
Oh no.
So they were trying to get him set up to start chemo, and he was supposed to start that last week. And then he fell a couple times the week before, and then got admitted into the hospital. So, one of those proverbial blessing in disguise where he did pass away, and he it was pretty peaceful when they finally unplugged him. He just breathed for another hour and a half and stopped breathing and went to sleep.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but
I'm
yeah,
surprised. I'm
totally,
surprised it took an hour and a half from what you were
yeah,
telling me.
yeah. Considering they were saying just to get him through the 2 nights, Tuesday night and Wednesday night, they had to turn up the oxygen supply
Mm.
almost to 70%.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh, the person that sent me the message about the cooking, my advice worked apparently.
oh yeah,
So,
Well,
there
that's
you
good.
go.
I'm glad your advice worked.
oh, you have no idea what people contact me for.
I don't know.
like,
So,
oh,
so yeah, Emily, if you want to reach out to Anthony and give him both of our contacts, uh, I'd love to have a chat with him, and especially with he was really interested in my life lessons, which are now about a minute and 15 seconds long. So, but I would appreciate that.
As I could put his info in the chat here too for his calendar. I can get it to him too. So
Yeah.
uh but yeah. So I
oh,
know
I
he
know why. Oh, sorry.
no go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, I know why the gorilla video didn't work now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Why didn't it work?
I need to put it through another process.
Oh, okay.
An additional step. Well,
Yes.
I think that'll work because I tried it with something else today and it came up with the same error. So it's
Well done. Let's have a mind of
He's
its own
he's
today.
trying to get a little cheeky. Let's put it that way.
yeah, you haven't seen the video I'm going to do tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Do we want to know or see it?
Well, it's going to be made public. So
Oh, okay.
if I can get it to work, I just need the right drawing materials. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's different. But you got to be different, otherwise no one notices.
That's right.
So
That's right.
yeah.
So, oh, there we go. That's what's going on. So yeah, everybody knows this channel is there. It's been there for over 200 years. So theoretically, they really don't have to do any advertising
No.
other than to say, hey, remember me? We're here. We could save you, 36 hours of yachting, to get to your destination if you're going over this way. So
Well,
yeah,
and the fuel as well. So
Yeah,
you know, particularly if you're a motor cruiser. I mean, if
right.
you're one of those big gin palaces that's effectively 3 stories high,
Yep.
some of them will use 150 liters of diesel in an hour
Oh yeah.
when they're going 20 odd knots. So,
Jesus.
which is, you know, a fair. And the thing is, where are you going to find the diesel up here? Because
Well, yeah.
there's not a lot of diesel about, nor anyway. So there's not that many diesel stops anyway. So if one of them happened to run out, they'd be in big trouble.
Do like you showed me where the entrance is to the channel where you live.
Hmm.
Do they deliver diesel by boat or by truck?
The There is nowhere to get diesel where I am.
There's
So
nowhere to get diesel.
no, there used to be, but that closed a long time ago.
So if you have a diesel vehicle, you're shit out
Well,
of luck.
well, if you've got a diesel vehicle, it's about 5 miles up the 3 or 4 miles up the road. But it's you don't want to be carrying cans of diesel backwards and forwards across a main road and up the steps to the canal to fill
Right.
up your, to fill up your boat.
Right.
So there's different points around the coast where you can fill up with diesel. So you've got to be strategic
Yeah,
because
I bet.
so it's not as simple as people think because
No.
most of those islands are quite remote.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that that boat you took through the other day that was strictly a motorboat, it probably
Yeah,
has one or two tanks on it that probably hold 600 liters, maybe
yeah, probably I would guess, yeah, 600 to 800 liters probably.
600 or 800 liters anyway.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
not a quick boat, so that I reckon that would only be burning probably no more than 20 liters an hour.
Yeah.
Where you know so, but if you take through a sailboat, a sailing yacht, then they would burn a lot less than that an hour going through the
Right.
canal. But you see, there's some points where if you're going against the wind and against the tide, you know, so when you come out at the Crinan side, the other end of the canal,
Yep.
and say you want to go up towards Oban, you have to go through the Doris Moor, which is a tidal system,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be going 12 knots against you at the full flood tide. So you've got to pick your time to go through, um, and it can be quite bumpy, for want of a better word.
Does the water warm up very much around your area?
Not really, not particularly.
So what would be the what
I
would
don't
be the
really know because I
what would
try
be
not
the
to go in the
average
water.
temperature of the water? Would it be like 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees? Would it be that
Mm,
warm?
probably not. I don't really know. I mean, I desperately try not to fall in the water,
Well, there you go.
so I don't
But
know.
you would think that would be one of the questions that somebody would be asking you. So now you got to know.
Um,
Get
I'll
on
just
it. That's your homework for tomorrow. I want to
I'll go,
know.
I'll go out with my cooking thermometer and stick it in the canal.
There you go.
Shall I go and do that now, so you get an
No,
instant answer?
no, no. But you'd think you'd be able to pull it up somewhere on some kind of ocean
I've
chart.
I don't know. I mean, the weather changes so much here.
Yeah. Because I know in the Bahamas and the Barbados, they say, oh, the water is always a balmy, 70 or 80 degrees temperature. So it's perfect for swimming. And they do that around Florida all the time. But
Yeah.
But then they're advertising that it's bathtub warm and you can come swimming.
Yeah. Well, I
Whereas
mean, the canal
around your
freezes in
area,
the
they're
winter.
not going swimming.
Well, but you've got other factors as well. So when I was snorkeling around the Tobago Cays, it was like being underneath a magnifying glass
Why?
because the water just intensifies the sun. So you turn into a lobster on your back
Yep. Yep.
because obviously you can't snorkel laying on your back, can you? So
No. I remember doing that as a teenager all the time, and you'd be snorkeling all over, and you'd come out and you'd be a lobster on your back and white on your front.
yeah, yeah.
When I was a teenager, when I wasn't, partaking in adult beverages that I wasn't supposed to be partaking in when I was a teenager, but I
Oh, you
was
mean
anyway.
things like milk, tea, and coffee?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then you'd go to the beach, and then you'd go snorkeling for a couple hours while,
Mhm.
you're in the water, so you're gonna stay nice and cool until you get out, and all of a sudden you go, "Geez, I'm a little warm."
Yeah, and
You
then
walk
your
down
two
the you
tone.
walk down the street without a shirt on, and your back is going beep beep
Yeah,
beep 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 beep.
yeah. You look like one of those red and white sweets.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't remember what they're called now.
yeah.
But no,
Wow.
but the canal does freeze in the winter, so you know it's and you can walk on it. Well, you could walk on it 2 or 3 years ago.
Sorry, missed that. Walking. What are you walking on?
You could walk on the ice on the canal the winter 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
I only know that because one of the staff got sacked for walking on the ice.
Really?
Yeah,
Wonder why.
because he was the person who made up all the posters which said for safety reasons do not walk on the ice.
Do not walk on the ice.
And
Hello.
then he decided that he'd
Hey,
go
we
and
got
walk on the ice.
mm, two people waiting in the waiting room. Dr. H. Oh, maybe it's just his note taker.
Nope, I think Dr. H is here. Hi, Dr. Harvey.
Hi,
Sorry
I'm
about, sorry,
here.
sorry about
You
that.
are here. Dr.
I
H,
Hi.
thought
have
I
you
was paying
met my
attention to
good
someone
friend
else for a second.
Peter?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
no,
Have I, Peter?
yeah. How are you doing?
Good. How are
Peter
you?
is from Scotland.
Ah,
Well,
Do you
that's
do
a
much
nice.
do you do much boating out in your way, Dr. H?
No, we don't do that kind of boating here. Well, that's not true. We boat on a lake.
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't
Well,
do blue
he
water boating.
he is a ship captain that takes boats through a canal that saves people about 38 hours worth of boating time.
So
Wh-
it's a
wh-
shortcut.
where is it?
It's on the west coast of Scotland. So the canal was originally built for steamboats. So to save them going all the way around the outside of the islands, you could cut straight through.
Oh, we
Which
have something like that in Florida
Mhm.
that connects the Atlantic and the Gulf
Right.
and goes through some lake there. I forget which.
Yeah. So this is the small canal, and then further up there's a much bigger canal that connects three locks, including Loch Ness, and that's known
Oh,
as the Caledonian Canal. So most of that is actual like locks, as in big lakes, and then the end bit is where the staircase is with the canal locks.
well, at the Loch Ness, they get to look for the monster when they go through.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. But Dr. H. Peter also is an AI specialist. He lectures in some of the colleges and universities in the UK about the The positive sides and the negative sides of AI.
The reality of AI.
What do you think the reality is?
Well, the reality. See, I deal with the business use, to be honest. So the reality is, if you're a business and you're not using AI, by the end of this year, you're going to be struggling big time against your competitors if they're using it. As far as all the nefarious uses of AI, who knows what people are doing? It's
No, I was thinking about it in terms of it being able to think and to
well,
conceptualize.
okay. So we could probably talk about this for 24 hours because well, no, it's a difficult subject because if you go right back to 1936 when the concept of artificial intelligence was first put together, and then how that concept developed and the reasons why they couldn't use AI until I think the first time the public really saw AI in use was when Deep Blue, the IBM computer, played chess against was it
One of them,
Was
Bobby
it Bobby Fischer?
no,
Yeah,
I think it was was it Spassky they played? I can't remember now. But
or Spassky,
yeah, I don't know. I've forgotten.
or maybe Kosakov, Gary
Kasparov it was, yeah.
Kasparov.
Yeah, that's and so that was the first time that a computer played a game against a human. So, but what's really held it back is two things until recently, which is computing power and the amount of data. Because without a huge amount of data, AI relies on data. So if it doesn't have data, you've got no AI. And
there's Miss Susie.
And the large language models, they're basically just a very speedy, sophisticated library assistant that goes in. But it's just that it's a different version of putting in a Google search, where Google lists all the websites, but this actually gives you a much narrower result, which is an overview of all the websites, and it just picks up bits and pieces to give you the answer it thinks you want. But as far as thinking, see, depends what your definition of thinking is.
That's concept formation.
Yeah. What I think,
and more particularly abstract concept formation.
Well, that's the thing. You see, I don't believe that what the public have got is anywhere near that at the moment.
But I'll tell you something that I've noticed, and I write. People write me and ask me to answer questions for them, like, why am I 60 years old and I fall?
Right.
So I write an answer, and I give that to AI, and I say, here, make this better. And I'm a functional medicine doctor. And when I say make it better, they put allopathic medicine in. And then they tell me what they're taking out.
Right.
And what they take out is everything that I have in there that's not allopathic. I have to get mad and say, I don't need this crap.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a functional medicine doctor. Write it like that.
Yeah.
But why does it default to that? Is that just because there's more?
It's all down to the narrative of the company that's produced that particular model. So it's so if
well, that's
if I,
it's Chat GTP.
all right.
Chat.
So if I was to build my own large language model, a chatbot, which is a chatbot really, and I built one for a guy who's a vet and a natural healing practitioner. So, and all the data that he required for everything that he does, we put into the data files. So that would go in and it would only use that information. Because the problem is that, because if you were to put the same query into, say, ChatGPT or Gemini or Manus or whatever, you would get 6 different. If you put it in 6 times, you get 6 different answers, because it suffers from non-determinism. So depending on all the other queries that go into the bucket for that nanosecond that they all go through at the same time, they all have an effect on each other. So that means that the result will always be different, and then you get hallucinations. So the problem is, all those models are actually designed to make the user happy, rather than to give them the bare cold facts of.
I'm going to rob a bank. What do you think? That's a great idea. You should do that.
Oh yeah, exactly. But Peter has instructed me many times, Dr. H, that you got to go into, especially with chat, and I use chat quite regularly. You have to go in there and train it and instruct it, and then use the same prompts over and over and over again. And then it becomes trained to act in accordance to the way you're thinking. Whereas if you give it a generalized question, it's going to go out and give you a generalized answer from the million different data points that it can find out online. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's going to find more allopathic medicine data points.
Yeah,
correct.
Than either functional or integrative.
Yeah,
correct.
I realize that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it was funny when you say when Peter said that you put in 6. We actually experimented that with a prompt for an image, and we said, okay, here's the 2-paragraph prompt to design this image, and we gave it to, was it all 5 or 6? I think it was 6 that we did,
6.
didn't we, Peter?
6 different LLMs, yeah.
6 different chat bots, and the difference in the pictures, the difference of the images that it designed from the exact same prompt, was the difference between a $5 bill and a $100 bill. Really? It was that much difference for the exact same prompt. So your answer would be depending on which program you're using and how generalized the prompt is.
And some of the LLMs are better for so, for example, if you were doing stories, or if you wanted to create stories or something story based, you'd go and use Claude, and you'd use Sonnet 4.6, because that would be the best one for that process. If you wanted to basically analyze businesses, you would go and use Perplexity, because that's the best one for that at the moment. So it's one of the other big problems as well. Well, I see it as a problem, is that there's lots and lots of apps coming out, and so there's probably about 300 apps now for creating images and video, AI apps, but they're all using C Dance, Nano Banana, or VO3. So they're all using the same, they're all going and using the same basic tools. And lots of people are subscribing to 7 or 8 apps. I go, why? They're all got the same tool. Why are you doing that? But people don't seem to understand that they've all got the same engine.
Will they give you the same response?
Well,
they may be using the same tool, but as I understand it, there's a randomness.
Well, there is randomness as well. So, but the point is that randomness is that it's the same randomness as if you put the same prompt in the same tool 6 times, you're going to get a random result. So, you know, there's the difference. See, everyone's saying the tools have made a massive leap forward, and the quality has improved. But when Santa's seen this, comparing some of the things I did 18 months ago, comparing to what they do now, there's not that much difference, is there, Santa?
But
not a huge difference. It's what you and I have seen, and you've seen it even more than I have, is the prompts and the way people are using the AI tools to create different things has really changed. And it's opened up the conversation to a lot of different things.
Yeah. But one of the big problems I see is there's lots of people doing courses, but they're so out of date. It's that, and people are selling information I just give to people for free because I just don't see it. It's not cutting edge. So
now the example, Dr. H, on what he's talking about is there was one girl that we were networking in this one group with. She was all excited because she was taking this course, and she's from, I want to say, New York, New Jersey, Philly, somewhere over in that area.
She's down near New York.
Yeah. And, you know, they were teaching her all these prompts, and Peter goes, well, I was using those type of prompts 18 months ago. So these teachers are teaching stuff that's already outdated, but it almost seems like some of the North American market and the European market, Peter's noticing, is quite more advanced than the
they
North
don't
American.
have Trump.
That's got nothing to do with AI.
Oh, no. Because in this country, we think if we're up here, we think people down there are just plain stupid.
Well,
and that is why I see that. I had a talk today with a lady, and she blew my mind. And people are not taught to think.
Yeah.
And so they'll believe
all the time.
They'll believe whatever they're told. Now, if you stay up with it like you and I do, you know what you're talking about, Peter, is referenced by Jim. Jim, I'll think of his name in a minute. Jim C. You know, he's been doing AI, and he did classes, and he said, you know, you can't keep up with this because by the time you learn something, there's more out there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I was very fortunate by accident. Of course, there's no such thing as coincidence. But I got this email from a company in either China or India. I think India. And I was invited to AI, and this was in October or September. It's been a while. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to learn how to do a splash page.
Mm-hmm.
What they were teaching was how to become an AI agent.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot. I learned enough to know what I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And even they were saying it changes all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what. But people in this country are not only stupid; they're greedy.
Well, yeah, but it's the same here. It is the same here. And the difference between the knowledge of very few people here and the general public is so huge. I mean, I got involved in AI 2016, 2017. So I've been involved with it on the periphery for quite a long time before it became public. So I have sort of like a more rounded and a more anatomical view of AI than most
Dr.
people.
H, Peter's background is marketing. And marketing for what, almost 40 years, Peter?
Yeah, over 40 years, yes.
So this is another step in the evolution of marketing is, and you see it all the time, AI can save you time by doing X, Y, and Z
Mhm.
if you learn how to utilize it properly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
And
the
the big
problem is,
thing, and the big thing is writing the prompts.
well, writing
Yeah.
the prompts and making sure that what's coming out is correct, that it's your tone of voice, and that any citations it makes are correct, that actually exist, because that's another big problem. And but I see lots of people using AI, and it's taking them longer to do a job using AI than if they just did it themselves, which is ridiculous. And that's a big problem. So people go, oh yeah, I use AI, and when and then you say, well, what do
But
you use it for? And they're playing with shiny objects. They're not using it.
but Peter, would that be because the AI is digging into their question too far and too deep that
No,
it's opening up the proverbial can of worms
no,
to
it's
create
just
to create the answer that they're looking for?
no. I think the problem is it's people are using the AI uh, 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 pro in a way that they'd probably use TikTok, because lots of people just go and start creating images and messing about and then 4 hours are gone, and so they've basically wasted those 4 hours when they could have gone in, given it a proper prompt. 2 minutes later they've got what they want. Oh, okay, I want to adjust this, I want to adjust that. After 10 minutes they've got the finished article, but they just get carried away with and lose. And lots of people have this big problem with not being able to complete a task and procrastinating and get, you see, and this is one of the things with businesses. So someone builds a SaaS and they never launch it because they're always tweaking it, because they're always thinking, what can I do to make it better, rather than actually getting the thing out there and earning money.
Yeah, and you're a marketer, so you're going to say, I don't care whether it's finished or not. I just want to be first.
Well, is it good enough to launch?
Right.
That's the question. Is it functional? Is it engaging? Is it going to give the user a good ROI? But no one seems to be asking any of those questions now. So, and the other problem is, and Santa will tell you what happened. So we had this young lady came on a call, and she starts off with, oh, I'm an AI expert, I'm doing training on AI websites. And so Santa said to her, oh, so how long have you been doing that? Immediately she's frozen. You could see she didn't want to answer, and the answer was 2 months. And then I chimed in with, oh, so you'll be using VO Vercel then? And she didn't even know what it was. And you're thinking, that's a prime tool for building AI websites. And guess what happened? She disappeared off the call.
Well, you know, you can tell when you talk to somebody whether they know what they're doing or not.
Yeah. But
even if you don't know, you know.
Yeah, but most small business people don't. That's the problem.
But you and I, Dr. H, are seeing Joe, Bob, and Billy, and Susie, and Frankie going, hey, I learned a little bit. I'm going to teach the AI course, and we're going to give them the introductory lessons, not going to give them the in-depth, and they're going to get paid big bucks because it's starting to turn the page. And a lot of people are not even turning the page yet.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen where, I think one of your famous quotes, Peter, is that people are using AI like they go on Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah.
They don't use the AI program to anywhere near what it should be used for. They're scratching their arm instead of digging in and finding out what it's really capable of doing.
They're
And-
just getting the snowman on top of the iceberg.
And Peter is not teaching me, but he's also kicking me in the ass many times to say, don't accept the first answer, don't accept the second answer, keep pushing it, keep tweaking it, keep tweaking the answers and questions to get a better quality product that you're trying to get out of the AI agent. And that's really changed the way I've developed my stories, the way I've developed some of my images for the stories. And you can see just in 6 months alone, the quality of pictures that I am
Yes.
now creating, it's night and day.
Mm.
But I think people are so scared of using the AI and digging into it because they're kind of scared on what it's going to actually do.
My problem is I'm not what you call very creative.
Well,
And
there's
like
two ways.
I developed websites. The text, the language was great, but they were all blue.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That so you know when Gary Rogers was talking about knowing yada yada yada, and I said, you know, you go to somebody like Amanda because she knows the questions to ask to bring that creativity out.
Yep.
And you have to know the questions to ask to make AI work.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it doesn't work.
And see, Peter has got me to reverse think on that. I am now doing a lot of, instead of me asking for, here's the prompt, okay, here is my idea, here's what I want to do. You give me the prompt on what I need to ask you, so it gives me a total different way of presenting the idea to the AI model.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's taken my story ideas from 2 or 3 sentences to now 3 or 4 paragraphs to create the same product that is more in depth and more detailed.
I mean the AI can save you so much time. So I can build a website which is multicolored, multifunctional with buttons that will do whatever you want. And I can do that 15 minutes. And it doesn't. And one of the other problems is when people are using these tools like Lovable or Vercel, you can tell that they've used those tools because they come up with a very generic response unless you understand how to prompt them. So, and I can do a 10-line prompt which will look like a totally different type of website, and you wouldn't know where it's been built, basically, because it doesn't look like a generic AI website. And they might put in a 100-line prompt and still get a generic website because they don't understand how to prompt it.
You know, that's the problem that we're seeing, and I mean people out there in business, because they're using AI to answer emails.
Yeah, which is a joke.
It is. I mean, I can remember in one of the courses that I had, my professor said, if I get a Christmas card that is printed with the name, I throw it out.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So that's what I do. So the worst one is when I get business coaches that send me stuff which is obviously AI, and I just reply to them, I don't talk to GPT. And, but now I get so much of it now, I just delete it.
And you can tell
Oh, straight away.
because it's not the way a person would talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and there's specific words. So for so if someone uses GPT for marketing, for anything to do with marketing, it always uses the word leverage all the time. It's it never uses the word use.
That's the word it used in the courses that I developed.
Yeah.
It used leverage.
Yeah.
And I thought that's an interesting word to put in because we were talking about people being sick
Yeah.
and leveraging their energy.
Yeah.
But instead of increasing it, they were leveraging it.
Exactly.
That was strange. Now I understand why. Okay.
So that's
Oh, did I forget to tell you? I'll send you the invoice after.
I mean, 18 months ago, I started. I put a webinar together. Within 2 days, it was out of date. So I updated it. Then it was out of date again. So so I gave up on doing that because I didn't want to be teaching people stuff that was out of date. And
well, there's also the element of the human brain being able to process the information.
well, that's
you can process the information if you think that way. Santa and I don't think that way.
Yeah.
And people
Not
don't
yet.
realize
No.
you have to be able to think like that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And you said something earlier on that you're not very creative. Well, you can use AI to say, "Hey, I want to develop a dog and call it Spot. Give me some more lines to make this a reality." So it'll feed off just the simplest of things, and then you're not working with a blank sheet of paper anymore. You're at least got something that you can go, okay, I sort of like the way this is going, but let's change this, let's do that. And you can do that with any subject. But people are scared to start digging into it from that aspect because it wasn't my idea to originally start with.
You've got to use it as a thought partner. That's what it is. Is AI is a thought partner when you're using the large language models. But too many people just take the first thing that it splurges out. Some big companies have been caught out doing that, where they've been asked to do reports and they've chucked it in GPT, charged $400,000, and then it's full of rubbish, and they've got caught out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
it's still your name that you put on the paper.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. No matter who writes it, it's your name on there.
Yeah.
And you damn well better make sure it's right.
Exactly.
Or at least representing what you wanted to represent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more the people are using the AI, the less that statement that you just said, Doc, is going to be as important. And we're proverbial going down the wrong rabbit hole to realize that the human brain, the human aspect of anything still has an important part to play in this whole scenario.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, most people are surprised at how little I actually use the AI chatbots, the large language models. I don't use them very much at all because I don't really have much need for them, to be honest. I'm using tools that I'm right. So I'll write an article, for example, and then I'll use a tool like Google LM, Notebook LM, and then I'll use one of those tools to create the thing that I want to create. So, like an infographic or a video or um, some, some sort of document. And one of the things that's really effective. So, if you're a business and you're offering someone a service and you send them a 6-page PDF, and most people, if they're employing someone to do something, don't understand the subject, so the PDF doesn't really mean much to them. But if you put the PDF into Google Notebook LM and get it to and put in the right prompts for it to do an infographic, what comes out, if you do it properly, what comes out makes it really easy for someone to understand what you're offering.
It does, and I use that, and it really I'm amazed at what it spits out.
It's really good.
Peter showed that to me for the first time the other day because I was given a what's the word I'm looking for, Peter? A proposal
Yeah.
that I didn't fully understand what was everything was there. And Peter created this wonderful graphic of the breakdown of the proposal that went, oh, wow, that was difference between night and day. And it was, it literally took him probably 30 or 40 seconds to do. But the way I was able to analyze it was wow, there was a huge difference in looking at the blank proposal versus the graphics that was created. So I truly thank them for that.
Well, it basically answered all your questions, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because the terminology in some of the contracts is quite difficult, and it can look a little bit misleading at times because of some of the words used. So,
yeah.
And no,
Well, gentlemen, thank you, Dr. H, for coming on. You took this to a whole different conversation that we were not expecting, but thank you. This has been very interesting. I hope it was informative for you.
It was. I enjoyed this. It was good that I was here. It was better than watching the news. Okay.
Well, Dr. H, Peter's become a very good friend of mine, and he's on here every 2 weeks with me. So you're more than welcome to come back and pick his brains again in 2 weeks to do the same thing over again.
I will write it down. And
I
don't forget,
appreciate that.
I do my thing on the second and the fourth Thursday at
Okay.
11 in the morning. And tomorrow I'm doing 11 o'clock. I'm doing Amanda's tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if you can, if I put my email address, can you see my email address in the chat?
If you put it in there.
It's in there now. Can you not see it?
I'll put it in again.
No, the only thing that I see in the chat is Barry, what's his name?
Very sure. Okay.
Yeah. And wait a minute, I'll put my stuff in there too because
there we go. I've put my email address in. So if you send me an invitation, I'll make sure that I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm available at 11 o'clock. Which Amanda? Which one, Amanda?
Amanda Roy. Hang on a second. I will. I will send this. I will forward the announcement to you.
This was awesome, guys. Sue, do you have any thoughts, or can you talk? I don't know if Sue can talk at the moment.
Hang on. There's my address. I would much rather do a cut and paste but I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, talk later.
Yeah.
You bet.
Okay.
Take care. Thanks, Doctor.
Yeah. Have a
Wonderful
great day.
conversation.
Thank you, Peter. Good meeting with you and
Yeah.
talking
Good
with
to
you.
meet you too.
Yeah. Well, buddy, that turned into be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and to get other people's perspectives on what they're using it for
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
always really interesting,
Yep. Absolutely.
because most medical people don't want to talk to me about AI at all. So.
Right. But Doctor, it was funny. He came to one of my Wednesday night story readings, and then I ran into him the Monday after at one of the network meetings, and he says, "John, I really got to compliment you." I says, "What's that?" And he says, "You were reading that story about that cookie the other day." He said, "That cookie you were describing was so well that my mouth was watering." I said, "Oh, so then I was doing my job."
but
All right,
the
buddy,
thing
you
is,
better get some sleep.
yeah, the thing is, if he's been watching the way that your everything's developed, he can see what difference it's making.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right, buddy. We'll talk in the morning. You get some rest. I've got to go get some fiddles and then come and do a little bit more work on the computer.
yeah, I've got a few things to do, and then I'm gonna grab some shut eye. So
Yeah. All right. We'll talk in the morning, buddy.
yeah,
Thanks.
okay.
You
Take
bet.
it easy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, Santa, as always.
Yep.